Hello. Hello. Meek's coming. She's just late as usual. Not my fault. This is what always happens. And then she gets mad at me when I like, come on, hurry up, let's go. We gotta start soon. I told her like 15 minutes ago. I came up here like 15 minutes ago. It is what it is. I know, Osmond, I know. Jeez, Osmond. Just gonna hang out here and continue to do what I'm doing until she shows up eventually, hopefully. I hear her coming. All right, she's here, but still not ready.
Hello, T. No notification for the live. I got one on my phone. All right, T did not read it. Is there anyone on that did read it? There is a notification. Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Well, T, you showed up before I started streaming. So there's that.
Spoiler alert. I did not like this book. T started it, DNF'd it. So clearly you didn't like this book. Kivox never even started it because I told him not to start it.
Yeah, I was told to ignore it as much as possible. Could you move this, please?
But yeah, obviously the book is Chasing the Boogeyman. I'm interested to see if anyone else read it, what you rated it. I'm thinking 2 stars.
It's pretty bad.
Basically, so like, look. Really, Cat? Hold on.
What's up? What do you want me to look at?
I don't necessarily think it was written poorly.
Mm-hmm.
It was written well,
but
boring as hell. So like, I can give the author credit for being a good writer, which is why I'm giving it a 2 star and not a 1 star, because I'm gonna be quite honest, I was bored throughout 90% of it. But he was a good writer. I just wish the context was a little more interesting. The way it was told. I don't know. I feel like Oswin, for real.
Meow.
She just shoved her foot on my book.
Well, that's what she thinks about your book.
I go to lift you up and you run away. Why? Anyway, so I mean, it was just boring. There was so much detail, but I don't mind a lot of detail. That's not why I didn't like it, because for example, my best friend's exorcism, I always go back to this book when I talk about books with a lot of detail, because that book has a lot of detail, like crammed into one paragraph. It is so detailed as far as like all of the nostalgia aspects it had for me. It was just like bam, 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 and it was just like nonstop detail. But the context was interesting to me, so I didn't mind that. This was literally just like a guy and his experience growing up, and literally like him walking down the street and him doing this and him doing that, and like to me that was way more boring. There was no nostalgic aspect for me. I didn't really care about his life and what was going on, and it really didn't tie much into the story where it had to be like 70 pages of his background and his story. The killer in the end I found was just completely
So are we not doing spoilers yet?
No, we are.
Oh.
The killer in the end was just kind of like anticlimactic to me. I did like, however, he had an interview at the end of the book with the killer. I thought that was interesting. That's probably the most interesting part of the whole book. And yeah, I just didn't need to know all that detail for no reason. Like, if you want to put a lot of detail into a book, it's amazing, but I need to care about what's going on. T said, good writing, but when you take 30 pages to talk about the city and even the pavement cracks before starting your story, I couldn't get through that. I agree, and I think I even wrote that in the Discord as I was reading it. Like, I'm literally reading about cracks in pavement right now. Like, are you kidding? Just detail where it didn't need to be. AF said, I wish he hadn't made himself the main character. He is so unlikable in the book. I agree. I think it's weird that he made himself the main character. I didn't find him unlikable. I just didn't care. I just had no feelings whatsoever towards him as a main character or the main character in general. I didn't think it mattered, to be honest. Like, I just think it was a boring character as it was written. So whether it's him or someone else, it just was kind of boring. What did you rate it, AF? Like, did you finish it? And if so, I want to know what you rated it. Even if you DNF'd it, T, like, do you agree with me that because it's good writing, it should be a 2-star and not a 1-star? Because I usually only give 1 stars if something is just, like, bad all around, you know? I thought the book concept was cool. Like, there's pictures throughout the book of, like, suspects and this house and that house. Like, that was cool. But it just wasn't executed well, unfortunately. And I kept waiting for something to happen, and then I was like, oh, we're almost done with this book. Like, wait. And now and then there's some things left unexplained. So, for example, his friend or whatever, his girlfriend, I can't keep the people straight. I think it was his friend, had, like, a guy outside of her window and, like, stuff happening to her. And the killer was like, yeah, that wasn't me. And so we just don't find out who it was, like, ever. So who was it?
It's supposed to be creepy, Meek.
AF finished it, and it's 1 star for how miserable I felt. That's hilarious. I mean, I gotta say, like, I think I gave it 2 stars because I wasn't miserable. Like, I was pretty bored, and I didn't really care. But, like I said, I felt like he was a good writer. So it didn't feel like absolute trash to me. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm listening. It's fine. I think if I had cared about any of the characters, I would have probably given it a 3 stars. But because I didn't, I just had no connection to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
It stayed more like a 2-star. And I feel like other than that, this book is pretty unremarkable as far as, like, what I have to say about it, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm hoping next month's will be better. So, T said 2 stars makes sense because there's nothing bad about the writing, but it's already a short book, and if you remove all the unnecessary stuff, it would be so short. I agree, but yeah. I don't think he could have removed that stuff because then it wouldn't work as a very short story because it's kind of like, this stuff happened. Here's who we think the killer is. Here's a little bit of evidence, and bam, here's the killer. Oh my God, it would be like 50 pages. So I feel like the author was trying to, like, build up that suspense. Yeah, and I didn't care about it.
Was that the word you were looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is also why I never believe blurbs, because Stephen King apparently blurbed this book and said it was genuinely chilling and something brand new and exciting, compulsive reading, and scary. Did anyone reading this book feel like it was genuinely chilling and scary? Because I never felt that at all. Was it nominated for Book of the Year? Are you kidding me? I really hope not. The Goodreads, we all know, let's be real, like we all know that Goodreads awards are just popularity contests. Like it's not like actual. I feel like yes, if you actually did read several books in those categories, then you can give a legitimate vote. But other than that, people tend to just vote based on books they've heard of before because anyone can vote on the book. Um and it's funny because the book will have only like 100 ratings, let's say, but 200 people voted on it. Well, it doesn't make sense. So like I don't believe anything. Like uh, maybe because Stephen King blurbed it, people voted for it. Yeah, it's Stephen King Association. Yeah, I don't think without that it would have gotten anything. To be honest, it's the writing is fine, but it's just boring as hell. Blurbs. I saw an author saying something bad about a book she blurbed. So yeah, I don't trust them. Oh no. Who I want to know who now. You should, write me separately and let me know. But
Why? Just say it on here.
I guess.
Who cares?
But yeah, I'm always looking for books that are chilling and thrilling, and I'm disappointed time after time after time. So like if you guys know of a book that you think I will find genuinely scary or chilling, I would love to know. I would love suggestions because I have so many books that I buy for that, like hoping that it'll give me that. Mostly paranormal stuff, but even as far as like serial killers, like you can make this so chilling. Like if you were put,
It's okay.
into the eyes of one of these women, for example, or something like that, like it would be so scary. But I just nah. She doesn't remember the author or the book. Oh. So yeah, next month. March next month. It is next month. It's March. So March 27th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will try very hard not to push it. I'm sorry I had to push this live stream. I was not feeling good at all last weekend. But yeah, it's Shade Slinger by Kieran is the last name, Kirrin. And you read it, he liked it. It's an MMO or VR MMORPG or something. VR.
It's a book, actually.
Well, yeah, but based on like a. If you like MMOs or if you like RPGs, then you'll probably like it because it has to do with that kind of system.
Yeah, or video games.
People called her out for that, so I read what she said on her Twitter. It's not a book I would have read or an author I really knew. I got you, okay. I probably would have forgotten immediately who it was anyway because I tend to do that. But yeah, I'm hoping that you guys will join us for Shade Slinger. Again, it's kind of video game-esque and kind of building up a character-esque. Is there like a lot of character development?
Character development means different things for different people. I feel like for you, it means that the characters talk a lot.
Yeah, building their personality.
Yes, then yes, there is. Because the whole time, it's two people talking to each other, pretty
AF
much.
said I'm already 30% in and I'm really enjoying it. Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it. I'm almost done with the second one.
She said she'll read it. I have not started it yet. I am so behind in March already. I was behind in February. I did so good in January. I don't know what's happening. But I'm excited for something different again.
Yeah, like, all you read now is like love books and like crappy mystery books. Those are your two genres that you've read, like the last 10 books that you've read. See, it's hard for you to think about that because it's partially true. I'm saying like 90% of your books are mostly that now.
Honestly, I kind of just want to jump into Rhythm of War and start reading that. Like, I want to read Sanderson.
Then just jump into it.
But I got other stuff I got to read.
Then don't jump into it.
But I do want to read. I want to finish
Then do.
The Cosmere.
Then do.
My tummy.
Or don't.
Stop.
But you can do it. Or not.
I thought it was do or do not.
Yeah, but you just can't try. But you have to succeed or fail. This was a terrible live stream.
mean,
thank you guys for joining us. I guess we're gonna end now.
hopefully next week we have more to talk about.
Next month.
Next month. No,
The end of the
End
month.
of this month. I also need suggestions for April's book.
I can suggest something.
So I had a couple suggestions.
Oh, great! I'm sure they were crap suggestions, knowing what you guys like to freaking read.
So, if you're on our Discord, if you're patron, you can get on our Discord. We can talk there about the book club. She hasn't read anything in March yet. It's already the 6th. I'm surprised.
T, what the hell's wrong with you, bro?
She's been working extra.
Get out. My new favorite saying now is "get out."
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Beep, 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 beep.
Never watched that movie.
Me neither.
I know we never watched that movie.
You gotta watch it.
All right, guys.
Thank you, and hope to see
Thanks
you
for joining
on
us
the
for this terrible live stream.
27.
Next month will be at the end of this month will be better because I already read it, so I'll have things to say.
Well, no, I don't think you'll forget, but you might like accidentally spoil book 2.
Nah, it's very time related.
Oriented.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then book 2 happens.
Bye.
They all die at the end of the first one. Bye.